Okay, now I'm going to show you the first few chords that most people learning ukulele would learn. The first chord would be C. And if you take, if you see how these different frets are, these are called frets. You get the first fret here, second fret, third fret, fourth, fifth, and so on and so on. But we won't go past the third fret for now. And you got your first finger, second finger, third finger, fourth finger. So the first finger is the pointer, second finger, the middle finger, ring finger, and then pinky. Usually when you play a C major chord, you take your ring finger, or the third finger, and you put it down on the fourth string, which is this last one here at the bottom, and you just press it down by itself. These other two fingers are just kind of hanging out. They're not pressing on anything. They're just sitting here. You can see like that. Okay, and you have to press. Notice that my thumb is on the back of the neck, giving it support, because if you didn't have that there and you were trying to push, then it would move the neck of the ukulele. So get the thumb back here, get the ring finger on, and use your thumb for now to strum the strings. You can go one at a time. If you're not pressing the string hard enough, it'll sound like you don't want that. It needs to actually get pushed a little bit harder, so give it a little more pressure, but you don't have to mash it and get tense in your arms. Keep your arm relaxed. This should not be tense in here. It should just be relaxed and loose so you can play for hours and hours. Just a little bit of pressure between your thumb and your just enough to get the right sound. That is a C major chord. What about strumming? Well, you saw that I was just using my thumb. Whenever you want to maybe use play really quietly, or just kind of have that kind of vibe or mood, then thumb is fine. Whenever you're strumming to give it rhythm, then you pretty much need to use the wrist. Notice my arm here is not moving, but it's just the wrist going like this. And the first finger here is going to come in, and I'll just mute it for now. Down, up, down, up, down. Usually most ukulele music will have like a swing to it. Instead of going down, up, down, it will just be like down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Usually that kind of rhythm. So we go back to our C major chord and we'll play that rhythm. Okay. The next chord to learn is F major, and that is, we're going to use two of our fingers, and we'll take our first finger, pointer finger, and go on the first fret of the third string. So we go 1, 2, 3 down from the top, and we're going to push that down. Remember to keep your thumb back here, give it good pressure. Okay, good. Then we're going to take our middle finger and put it on the second fret of the first string, which is right up here on the top. So first finger and then second finger. Okay? And if you have it pressed down properly, it'll sound like this. Oops, sorry. And you do what you got to do to get these other two fingers so that they're not touching any of the strings, because they're not part of the chord, and you don't want it to mute anything. So they need to kind of just stay curved. Everything should stay curved. Always keep your hands, your fingers curved. They should never be flat like that. Always curved. And it's going to hurt the tips of your fingers at first. And you can see the lines on the tip of my fingers, but over time, you're going to get calluses and you won't even feel it anymore, so it just takes a few days to get used to. Now let's try the strumming rhythm with F. Okay, you can practice going back and forth between F and C. Remember, C only takes this finger over here, and it's not being used. So the transition should be pretty easy. You go from here, and then you let go of the other two, and just go to here. And then to go back, you can kind of keep these two fingers in position, and just switch again. Let's try to get another angle on that. Starting with F. Okay. And the third chord we'll learn for now is G7. G7, we'll use 3 fingers. So we have a 1-finger chord, a 2-finger chord, and now a 3-finger chord. 3 fingers. First of all, we'll start from the bottom. It's easier. You get your ring finger and you put it on the 2nd fret of the 4th string. Okay. Middle finger is actually going to skip up 2 strings to the 2nd string and go onto the 2nd fret. So far, it's kind of hard to see from there. I have those 2 fingers, ring finger and middle finger on that 2nd fret there. You can see. Now the 1st finger is going to come down here to the 1st fret, and it's kind of weird when I'm holding it up like this, but when you hold it down here and your wrist is kind of like this angle, it'll fit nicely. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so if you're still trying to figure that out, rewind it and look at it again. Practice with rhythm. Notice that my thumb had to come up a little bit to give more support because my other 3 fingers are on the other side. If my thumb stayed down here, it'd be kind of awkward, but you'll get used to where to put your thumb because your ukulele won't be falling out of your hand, and you'll be able to actually get good tone out of the ukulele without your arm getting so tired and you getting frustrated. I failed to mention earlier that this part of the body is being held by just this part of my arm right here. Just kind of hold it in there, tuck it into your body, and get it at just the right point so that when you strum, your finger is strumming right above the sound hole, which is right. This part right here is the sound hole. So you want to be just above it, not necessarily right on it. So right around here. So in other words, you adjust your hand so that whenever you strum, that's where your finger ends up. And again, I'm just using the wrist. Nothing too fancy. So we have C, F, G7, C. Okay. There's a ton of songs that you can play with just these 3 chords. Can't think of any right this second, but I could get back to you. Wish that I was a yellow bird, I'd fly away with you. But I am not a yellow bird, so here I sit with nothing else to do. That's like the end of Yellow Bird, which you may or may not know. So that just came to mind. So let me know how you do with that, and we'll show you more chords later. Good luck. Shaka.